Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Classic Center Foundry Pavilion, where we're outside on the Georgia Hockey D3 channel to witness these Dawgs take on the Panthers. University of Georgia D3 versus High Point D3, an AAU matchup pitting against two regions and two good teams. The Ice Dogs of the D3 team just picked up a series sweep over the Eastern Kentucky Colonels, while the Panthers are looking to bounce back after being swept. Ren, excited to have you here. I'm Joe Kopsho. What are your keys to the game to start out with?
Yeah, I think this game is going to be a lot about mentality. Obviously, the Dawgs coming in, 2 wins, like you said, here at home, their first 2 of the season. Gotta think that they're feeling good about that. Meanwhile, High Point coming off 2 losses, like you said, they're going to want to respond. They're going to want to respond big time against this Dawgs team.
And the centers glide in. We'll go through starters as the face-off occurs. For the High Point University Panthers, as they won the draw but quickly turn it over. Dawgs will dump it in. It's going to be Nick Fallon, 21, Grady Murphy, 74, Nate Evangelista, number 90, Tanner Ripley, 87, Cole Ringstad wraps it up, and of course in goal, Zach Pudelski. Excited to have everyone here. We'll go over the Georgia lineup in just a second. As High Point gets possession of the puck, they look to dump it in. A good stick breaks it up. However, they will eventually get it in. Quickly turned over, though. For Georgia, it's the first line on each side, both defensive and offensive. Offensively, Matthew Schwanekamp at left wing, Christian Herzig in center, and Ethan Johns on the right side. Here you see Schwanekamp laid out as he took a big check. Then on the defensive back end, Tyler Casey and Jared Dye make up that grouping. And a new goalie we haven't seen for these D3 Dawgs. Ringwald in goal. Pass up to the point. Didn't find the tape. Now thrown out in front. Chance here. Can't find the net, as I think Pudelski just got a tip of it with his stick. High Point came back the other way, but was on defense so long they had to just go for a change. Good sauce pass here, but broken up.
And the ice conditions here are not great. They worked for a long time on the ice, and I think the puck is sort of bouncing a little funnier than they were expecting, and it's led to some miscues on offense for both sides.
Yeah, the puck can either hit a hard point in the ice in which it bounces really crazy, or hit a part where it's mostly just water at that point, as we'll have an icing here, so a face-off likely to the right of Ringwald. Or it can hit that part where it's just pretty much water and just die out. So we'll see how that plays. We mentioned Tanner Ringwald in net. Of course, brother of Chayton Ringwald on the second line for these Dawgs. He's come in as a late addition. Kieran McHugh was the goalie for the majority of the time at the start of the season. And this is Ringwald's, actually, I believe, second appearance. But him and Andrew Metler, who we'll likely see tomorrow in some capacity, have been added.
And McHugh's been great in the net so far, so we'll see how Ringwald and Metler do this weekend.
Yeah, I believe Ringwald played at some point against EKU in that series, in which he only allowed 3 goals if he did play the entirety of the second game. We apologize for the ifs because AAU did not track it to him, Metler, or McHugh. So either way, only 3 goals allowed in that second game against the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. So whoever was in goal did a good job. We'll see how Ringwald does today as the Panthers win that draw and dump it in quite quickly. Panthers with a lot of possession here, but unable to get anything clean. Referee will say that went off a stick, so no icing, and now Georgia has a chance to come back here. Loose puck behind the net. Bad clear shot, saved in between the legs. It's eventually kicked out. Dangerous as that puck was bouncing around as Pudelski couldn't cover. And instead, his defense came to save him. Good chance for the Dawgs. They'll look to break out behind their own net, pass up a clean one, but miscommunication on who was on the receiving end. However, good skating here. 1-on-0 opportunity, really, but it's saved and covered. Just some fast skating there from Tyler Casey. Typically plays that defensive role, however, he's known to kind of start that breakout. Got a good opportunity, but shot into the chest of Pudelski.
Yeah, like you said, rare to see that defenseman making a breakaway, but couldn't get that one in the back of the net.
Casey likes to do it more than probably any other hockey player in Georgia. We have an arm up here. This is going to be a foul. Penalty on the Dawgs, as it looked like a cross-check signal, but I, of course, looked down as soon as the ref called it. So anyway, a man will be heading to the box. It's Robert Maluski for the Dawgs.
And this is a big opportunity for High Point here. A lot of really great offensive scores on this team, actually, in their last game against Alabama. Actually, this past weekend against Alabama. 7 different goal scorers on 8 goals. It was Sanderson who scored 2 of them, so we know that any guy on this team is dangerous and can score at any time.
We'll see as they win possession cleanly. Shot, good save by Ringwald, goes off the glove. Couldn't squeeze it, but good job nonetheless. Better than being in the back of the net. Pass across here, another shot. This one chipped up and over Ringwald. This should be able to be broken out by Georgia. Unable to after a couple of whiffs on the puck, and High Point will start their passing again. Georgia sets back up the box. High Point looking for an opportunity to attack. They rotate, shot, good save from Wingwald, as that one came in at almost a 30-degree angle, but he brought it into the chest.
Yeah, great save by Ringwald and great communication by the Ice Dogs there. Really getting that rotation going and trying to cut off any of those shots from the face-off.
So I might have just said Wingwald there as the Dogs win this, so they'll kill some more time. But that is because we are outside and it's absolutely freezing. So we apologize if we're shivering a bit when we speak. Dogs can't get it out at the blue line. High Point will have to dump it in. The Dogs do get it out. There's no in-stadium penalty clock here when we're outside. Offsides here from High Point. So we're just guessing on the timer on the stream. High Point looks to break out, get a clean possession. Bad pass here. Casey comes up, and now that turns into an opportunity for High Point. 1-on-2, good job here by the defenseman Dye to get a stick on that and create a little bit of pressure. Now the Dogs going the other way. Bad opportunity there. Excuse me, bad mistake is they tried to break it out instead of dumping it in deep. They do eventually, though, and this will likely be the last rush for High Point. Aggressive forecheck here from Johns and Schwannekamp. They push their man in the corner, create a turnover, and that'll likely end the power play. Man out of the box, and now they have numbers. Schwannekamp fires it in deep. Fight for the puck, ends up at the half wall. Hertzig dumps it in. He goes to the net. Pass or shot went wide no matter what it was, and now High Point comes back the other way. Again, good stick from the defense here. Good job of those back 2 men creating opportunities for the offense. They haven't been able to convert yet. Interesting move here by Johns. Step around, high shot, glove save, and in as Johns, it looks like, set up the opportunity for Lannon, who tucks it in the 5-hole after the original shot created a juicy rebound.
Like you said, it went off the glove of Pudelski, and I think it went through his arms again on that second shot that eventually went in that he just couldn't locate. But it started off with that defensive stop there on the forecheck, a great stick, a nice little poke check to get the puck free, and then that was Johns coming down, attacking that middle, allowing for an opportunity.
So goal on the board for Drew Lannon after the shot, and assist likely by Johns. Another opportunity here early after the face-off win. No clean shot gets away. Now out in front, high slot shot wide. Just wide as maybe Pudelski got a little bit of leather on it. Big check here at the half wall. High Point playing aggressive. Like to see it, as the Dogs love to as well. Battle for the puck, 5 men digging for it. 3 on High Point side, and the numbers pay off as they're able to get it out of their zone, but not much more. Big hit here, 2 men lay into the Georgia defender. Connor Wooten was almost able to stand up both of them, though.
That's how you know that they're ready to play, when 2 guys go for the same hit.
Yeah, Wooten's all of his 6'3", so hard to lay him out. It took 2 men. Dump into the corner here. Dawgs fighting for it. Puck will squirt out now, likely pass in the slot. Instead walks it in, and it looks like Pudelski got a stick on it to turn it into the corner. Another step through here, but doesn't pay off. Got through 1 man, but not the second. High Point will likely have to get a half switch here. They go for it. So it's a 3-on-5 for them. Still creating space in the slot. Shot missed. This turnaround off the post. High Point saying that went in and was off the net. Dawgs will say, we'll take it. Big check now in center ice. Now Santa Maria lays it back. Will Clark on the giving end and then on the receiving end as Santa Maria let him touch some more cold on this chilly day. This is a fun game, Ren, so far, 8 minutes in.
And this has been a big shift for Will Clark, because he was the one who almost scored and thought he did score, and then a big hit, and then got one in return.
And now a turnover right in front of the net. Georgia tries to tuck it backhand, unable to. Good save by Pudelski as he went to the offhand, tried to flip it up over the blocker, and was unable to. Bad turnover, but no harm, no foul as High Point now on the rush. Georgia clears. A lot of speed, a lot of physicality, and maybe a lot of sloppy play so far. We've seen our fair share of turnovers, Ren.
And some big hits, too, like we've mentioned a couple times. There was another one right there on Maluski.
High Point attempts to chip it in. They'll have to keep up on the chase, though. D-to-D pass now up the boards, just a little bit too far. Georgia will chip it in. They'll likely go for a change here. A partial one as they look to get on the forecheck. Good pass right under the stick. Casey causes a turnover to his man Herzig, and now will dump it in himself. Would like to see a little bit more than the dump and chase strategy so far. However, you can't argue with the results, up 1-0, 9 minutes in.
Yeah, so far it's been a lot of play in the neutral zone.
This will go down for icing, so that gives an opportunity for a play in the offensive side, Ren.
Yeah, there's been so much play in the neutral zone, and teams are getting so tired that pretty much once a team gets a possession of it, they have no choice but to dump it and then get a change-offs. But at that point, the puck's already in the other team. So quite an interesting game so far. We've had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, maybe not what we would have expected. Of course, the D1 team will play later. So a little back-to-back here, and these D3 Dogs showing they're way more than just an opener. They're the main show. Face-off win, quick shot off the blocker, cleared away. Still in the offensive zone, down into the corner. Johns tries to get a pass in the slot, unable to, and High Point clears. This should be icing, it is. As we waited a while, and Ren, I don't know if you can hear it. I hear a pretty decent bit of chirping. Of course, we're right on the wall. Of course, right on these panes of glass, and it sounds like a decent amount of chirping going on.
It's always surprising when two teams like this who really have no bad blood for each other chirp a lot.
Wooten's shot goes off the blocker, rebound, scores! Herzig puts it in on the back end after Wooten rips it. 2-0 Dogs.
That's again another rebound off of the goalie, Pudelski, that we saw in the first goal. This time it was more of a slap shot from the blue line that went off the pad. But either way, a great goal by Herzig there. It almost looks like he put it through his legs. I'm not quite sure, but very impressive.
Yeah, I think Herzig went back door after the kick save from Pudelski. No one touched him. Defenders of High Point have to get in there. Instead, Herzig just went towards that back post and used his frame to get the puck and tuck it in backside. So good start here for the Dawgs. Of course, you mentioned these teams not too familiar with each other. Of course, this is the first season for the D3 Dawgs as they get possession on the forecheck. Now pass into the slot, actually goes to the point. Shot from Fleming. Pudelski never saw it. It goes off his glove after being tipped. Fleming will get the credit for an amazing assist. But Ringwald gets the goal as he tips it in. I think they're going to actually discuss who got the goal. Fleming wants it. I think Fleming got it. We'll see who leads the line. Fleming will tell Ringwald to lead the line. We'll see who officially gets the goal.
And I think on that one, it's more of a team goal.
I want to give it to Fleming. First goal of the season, perhaps. Excellent shot from the point. No one really saw what was coming, placed it perfectly. Tip or not, I think that was going in.
Yeah, give it to Fleming on that one. That was a great play. And a little surprising to see from Pudelski, who hasn't had many saves so far, which is a little surprising after the first game against Alabama they played. He had 52 saves in that game. And that'll be I assume from High Point, as they're going to sort of have a little powwow and discuss what they need to do differently down here 3-0.
So the official call is going to be Chayton Ringwald's goal, which, I mean, has to be special when you have your brother on the other end saving them and you can score them. Fleming with his first point of the season on a great assist. So Georgia's come out absolutely hot here, and we thought through the first 5 or so minutes they were hot. So far, last 2 or 3, they've added on even more. This is very kind of reminiscent, Ren, to the Eastern Kentucky game, the first one in which they won big. Action out in front of Ringwald doesn't amount to anything as it looks like the puck got caught in a jersey. Dawgs will look to clear after they get possession. We apologize if you can hear the wind. The gust just kicked up as the Dawgs have a 3-on-2. Pass here broken up. Good job there by the defender. Dawgs get possession. They'll take it back up to the blue line. Good stick lift there. Casey, however, unable to dump it back deep in the zone. However, at the blue line, he causes a turnover. Skating in the high slot now towards the half wall on the far side. Wraparound opportunity. He fakes the give off and now will dump it back around the boards. Gets it back, though, after a stick. Pass to the blue line. Couldn't be kept in as a diving attempt one is unable to be made. 2-on-1 now. Ringwald blockers it away with that arm blocker up and out of play. Excellent save. A little bit of mess on the offensive end. An excellent job by Ringwald on the defensive end.
Yeah, like you were talking about earlier, it's been a great homestand for the D3 Dawgs so far. I think the Dawgs have really been able to find an identity and just play as a team, play with energy and confidence in themselves that they can score, and great goalie play has been a part of it, great offensive play, just really all of it.
So, Ren, if it wasn't cold enough, I think it's dropped 10 degrees since they started playing.
I would agree with that.
So, of course, when those skates start cutting up the ice, it can kick up a bit more cold, and it was already below freezing here. It's now likely well into the 20s, or at least feels like it. Georgia on the breakout after having to battle after the face-off. This is Casey skating it in. He drops it off. Shot sticked away by Pudelski. Pass up to the point, a sloppy one that's broken up. Dye will be the only man back. Hard on the forecheck is Davis Turner. Turner kind of creates the turnover after Dye had to just get rid of it. This one dumped in, no icing. Dye gets laid out as he tries to get it to his man on the half wall. Another big hit. Shot. Lost the puck. Pudelski able to get it away with the help of his defense.
That was a great play by Schwanekamp.
Shot here. Blockered away by Wooten, it looks like, and now he'll start the breakout.
As I was saying, Schwanekamp was taking time to let his other guys get on the ice after that change.
Yeah, excellent job to avoid a bad change. High Point, poor passing here, causes the puck to just skitter down low. A fight for it ends up with Wooten. He tries to get rid of it. No man was there, but they're able to chop it out. At the red line, High Point will gather and pass back to the D. It's about time where this game is obviously far from over, 46 minutes plus left, but High Point has to start looking better. Huge hip check on Wooten, but 6'3" Wooten says, I don't care about that. Shot goes wide there. As I believe that's the smallest skater on the biggest skater. That was Joseph Oda. Marchiotta. He's laid a couple big hits. He was part of a couple, and there tried to hit check. Was unable to complete it. Dawgs passing to the slot, sticked away, regained, and now over on the far side. Fleming calling for it, however, man's taken into the boards. Pass to the point, unable to get there, however, kept in. They'll throw it back down low. Again, pass to the slot, just sticked away. Fleming's open. He receives the pass off the boards and out. So Dawgs will have to regroup. They'll dump it in now.
And Fleming was really open on that one. They just couldn't get it to him, as the entire High Point defense was slumped over to the goalie's right side.
Yeah, they were attacking the man on the puck, and Fleming on the far side couldn't get the pass. Ringwald was the one being chased down and just couldn't saucer it over. Santa Maria will chase. He'll give up the chase to Pacheco, who gives it to Santa Maria. Maria throws it out in front. Pacheco can't get the backhand, still has the puck. Now sticked up in the air. Santa Maria fighting for it and eventually covered. And now we're going to have a fight. Just a little scrum. Wouldn't call it a fight, but looks like they took exception of Santa Maria battling for that one. That one made its way to the goalie, and Pudelski kind of just chipped it up with his stick. And Santa Maria was fighting for it. And we're going to have a man to the box on each side. So, Ren, 4-on-4 hockey, I would assume.
I would assume so. And on that one, Pudelski probably should have attempted a little harder to get it out of the crease, as ultimately some pushing and shoving in the crease trying to get it to go in is what led to that almost fight, as we've described it. Probably if the ref wasn't there, some heavier punches would have been thrown.
Little skirmish, not a full war, I would say. But that's one where Pudelski, especially so far with 3 goals allowed, has to jump on that one, throw the glove down instead. Tried to stick it away, and it almost went poorly. So 4-on-4 hockey here, Ren. More space, more passing lanes. This usually favors both the team that is more physical, but also the team that makes less mistakes. Right now, that's the Dawgs, but however, High Point step around shot goes wide. So High Point takes advantage of the 4-on-4.
Yeah, 4-on-4 hockey is my favorite kind of hockey. I love the amount of room that the guys get to work with and find those passing lanes, and whichever team can find them is going to come out with a goal, I believe.
Big hit at the goal line, and this should be icing. Oh, bad whistle maybe. It was definitely icing in length, but Casey looked like he had beat out High Point for it. Instead, the puck will come all the way down to the Georgia end.
I thought so too, as Casey was right there at the goal line. But the ref does have the final say, not us. So
I'm surprised there wasn't even a discussion about maybe moving it out of the zone. It'll be to the right of Ringwald, or excuse me, the left of Ringwald, our right, camera right. Looks like up in the stands, as you can likely see on camera right now, a good portion of the D1 team who will play later. Plus a good amount of fans here, Ren, as High Point looks to convert on this 4-on-4, and that's going to be a cross check. Now High Point delayed penalty. Can they get something? They get a shot away, but it's touched up by Pacheco, and that was a pretty clear cross check into the glass. So now it'll be a 4-on-3 here.
yeah, and it's great to see the D1 team coming out to support the D3 team, as some of these guys have played together, both on the Georgia hockey team and in high school and whatnot. So some friends watching friends, and I'm sure the D3 team will do the same after their game.
So We're going to have 4-on-3 here for a little bit. There's no way to know, of course, without a penalty clock here. But then 5-on-4. So 2 minutes total of power play, obviously, for High Point. Good stick there from the Dawgs. This is going to show where they get their stick taps, as they get plenty of them for being able to clear the zone. 4-on-3, about the hardest thing you can do, except obviously 5-on-3. So Schwannekamp chases his man to the corner. Connor Wooten able to push him around. This pass able to be kept in. High Point, no shots yet on this power play.
Yeah, and if High Point can move the puck from east to west, that is from side to side, they should be able to find a nice open shot.
Attempting to clear here up the boards, but man there. And now an errant pass as there was a change. Causes a turnover. Or not a turnover, but at least High Point to leave the zone. Potentially one, but a good job by Schwannekamp to not get ahead of himself. Both men standing up at the boards. They leave their boxes. So 5-on-4 now. Pass shot. Blockered away off the skate of Wooten, and he clears all the way down. No icing, of course, when you're on the penalty kill. So the Dawgs will get a full change, something they needed after being on that 4-on-3.
Yeah, nice change. They're still going to be on man down for about another minute or so.
However much time, as it's all guessing here. I feel bad for the people in the box who have to do the math on that as High Point walks in. Good stick by Dye to kick it back up to the point. It's throw down the boards. Looks like Torrin Smith running the box for the Dawgs is ready to let his man go soon. Shot here, clean one, but goes way high. No men out in front and still misses the net. Not what you want to see on that power play opportunity. High Point, lack of passing here, just skating, and the power play has officially ended. I'm sure that's not what High Point wanted out of that power play. Only one clean shot. A couple made their way out in front, but only one great opportunity. High Point still maintaining possession. Good skills here from the Dawgs. Good stick checks, and they're able to throw it out. Just over 90 seconds remain here as there's a whistle for, I believe, an offsides. So 95 seconds, and the Dawgs get maybe a big momentum boost from the penalty kill while High Point loses any momentum they had.
Yeah, losing that momentum that they had was huge. I mean, now they're going to want to try and get a goal right here before we go into the first intermission to just have something on the board and have something to be proud of and hang their hat on.
Face off in front of High Point's blue line is won by the Dawgs. However, good stick checks causes a turnover. Fast skating here. Ringwald should cover. Instead, he'll chip the puck out wide. Dangerous play, but it works out for now. Pass in the slot. No stick tape found for the High Point Panthers. Instead, the Dawgs come the other way. Drop pass out in front, high slot. Pacheco looking to tuck, can't get it. As good skating there from Jack Barry, but he was upended. Was able to complete the pass, but not enough room as Ringwald will glove this down, and he'll actually throw it back on the ice as Fleming gets hit hard. Again, Ringwald, dangerous play. 45 seconds remain. We'll see how conservatively or aggressive the Dawgs play here, as both teams just got a full change. Pass off the boards to Santa Maria. Santa Maria looking for Wooten. Pass back instead. Casey shot. Finds the back of the net. Bottle popper as Casey adds another one to the Ice Dogs total, 4-0.
And that was just a snipe by Casey and a great pass back. We're talking about how aggressive they were going to be. They really weren't given much chance to decide if they were going to be aggressive or conservative, as High Point was attacking them back in their own zone. But great shot there by Casey, and the Dawgs extend their lead late in the first period.
Might have to check on the health of that Gatorade bottle, as Casey placed it perfectly above the glove of Pudelski, let one rip, and it found the back of the net at maybe a good 75-plus miles per hour. Great passing, great finish. This shot goes right into Pudelski off the face-off win. So we'll have another frozen puck and a face-off to the right of the goalie.
And that's Casey's 4th goal this season. He's been one of the better offensive defensemen, like we were saying earlier, how he loves to drive the puck.
Save here off the blocker and glove. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit of lacrosse in him, don't you think? Casey was playing on the lacrosse team. Don't know if he plans to play this season, as this puck is chipped out of play with just a little bit of time left. But Casey was playing D1 hockey last year and lacrosse. Got favored towards lacrosse once their season started, and now he's playing D3 hockey. We'll see if we see him on the grass again.
Gotta love a dual sport athlete.
Certainly, as this will likely end the period. Dawgs won't try and dig that one out to get a shot away. I think they'll be pretty content going into this intermission with a 4-0 lead. This is the Georgia Hockey D3 channel. We'll see you back for the next set of 20 minutes. My name's Joe Kopsho, joined by Ren Grimsley. Hello and welcome back to the Georgia Hockey D3 channel. I'm Joe Kopsho. Ren, we had a good first period, especially if you're a Dawgs fan, so let's get a recap on the 4-0 lead they have.
Yeah, it's been all Ice Dogs so far in this game. Up 4-0, coming goals by Lannon, unassisted, and then second goal from Christian Hertzig, assisted by Wooten. Ringwald with the third goal, assisted by Fleming and Lannon. And the last goal coming from Casey, assisted by Santa Maria. So it's been a little bit of everybody, getting everybody involved, which is good considering a lot of the goals so far this season have come from the top few lines. So it's great to see the puck getting distributed out to a bunch of different guys, and I'm ready to see what the Dawgs have in this second period.
Yeah, excellent job. Of course, Lannon with the point and the assist. Everyone helping out. Wooten with some good shots from the point, as well as Fleming, so defense is in there. And we are ready to get second period action underway as High Point wins the opening draw. So we'll see. They need to reach deep into the tank. It's been physical, it's been aggressive, it's been fast, but they're going to need some more gas and some more of that. And not just more, but a significant amount, as they fell flat in the first period as we get a whistle here. I think it was a kick and then an offside.
Yeah, and these two teams coming in have been very similar. They had very similar scores against that Alabama D3 team for both teams, but obviously the transitive property does not work in the game of hockey.
Casey with the first shot of the period. It's turned away. Off the blocker by Pudelski. Out in front, bouncing around, shot, saved off the blocker. Now out in front again, dangerous. Pudelski was sleeping, and this puck finds its way to him as it kicked up off the ice. Wouldn't say sleeping, but he was definitely in that horizontal position. But he was trying to get back over to protect from the wraparound and was almost caught in a bad spot. Instead, gets a good save. He's had his struggles tonight, but he's also done things like that where he's able to get a good kick save, prevent the wraparound, and then do a good job of catching that one after it bounced up off the ice.
And High Point's been allowing a lot of pucks in the middle of the ice and right in front of that crease, so Pudelski's doing the best I think that he can.
The Panthers come the other way. This one goes off Ringwald's blocker. They're able to pick it back up, but not before the Dawgs get possession here. Good job by High Point to stay on them. They'll cause the turnover and regain at the blue line. Shot from the point. I think that one was sticked up and over by the forward out in front. Scrum for it. Shot. Just a bit lackluster as it finds its way easily to the defenseman. This would be icing distance. However, it's beaten out by Lannon. Pass in the high slot. No one home. Panthers will come the other way. They have a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but good defense here. Can't complete the pass as Dye broke it up, and now Lannon will be coming back the other way. That was actually Price as Lannon dumps one in on Pudelski. High Point gets clean control, but a bad pass lets the Dawgs forecheck have a chance here to regain possession. On the half wall, scrum for it. Ends up behind the net, kicking out to the other side. Now Dye walks in with it. Tries to step around his man. Getting hit with a stick in the back, he's able to throw it back around. It'll reach the point, but skitters out after it's unable to be kept by defensive partner Casey. Bad pass here from Casey, but one right the other way creates a ping pong in the middle. High Point will win it and send it down. Have an opportunity to get the change off in the long change in the second period. Breakout pass here, hand up for icing. It'll be beaten out. Good pass there, but just too far ahead for Jack Barry. Barry able to dump it off to Casey. Casey looks like he tried to pick it up on the stick. Instead, now he'll look for his pass behind the net. Out in front, couldn't get the tape of anyone, so it'll come out, and Santa Maria will look to regroup. Santa Maria throws it off the glove. Casey picks it back up, drops it off to Santa Maria. Now you have one of the most creative skaters with space. Instead, brings it around. He's behind the net looking for a pass. Throws it out in front, shot. Glove comes down, and they'll say Pudelski able to cover. That one dangerous as It looked like it found the stick of Pacheco, but he was unable to get it before Pudelski stops the clock and the whistle's blown.
And the Ice Dogs right now are just playing from they're playing with the lead. They're not playing too aggressively. They're not trying to force anything that they don't need to. And a couple times, as we've seen, they've even taken the puck back and just allowed for a change.
Yeah, and that was another scenario where you mentioned earlier, Ren, that High Point is kind of just letting the puck come in their slot and high slot, just creating good opportunities for the Dogs. Even this period, though they haven't scored. Now trying to get something going here are the Dogs, but good forechecking here. Great job by High Point to get possession. The shot goes right into Ringwald. Good job to kick off that left foot and get over and bring it into the chest after Davis Turner was the man to do it all, created the turnover on the forecheck, then got the shot away.
And that's been one of the better sequences so far for High Point, as they had a really good forecheck, like you said, getting that defensive stop, and now they had a great opportunity on the shot. Staying in their zone, they might pick up some momentum.
Looks like the Dogs had a plan off that face-off win, but they couldn't get it away cleanly, so there'll be a battle at the half wall before the Dogs are able to get it out. Pass misses Gennard, so it'll come back in to the Georgia side. Pass around the boards, finds its way through, but it's not out as the Panthers keep it in. In the high slot, stepping around his man. Davis Turner is upended, and immediately turning around is Cole Ransom. He won't argue too long, though, as he'll head in the box. And another power play for the Panthers here.
And that was just an instance of, that wasn't malicious by Cole Ransom, but he was just going for the puck, and his stick got caught up in the skates of the High Point forward on that one. And now, like you said, another great power play opportunity for High Point.
Yeah, they've had 3 chances as they lose the faceoff, so they'll immediately have to regroup. Aggressive forecheck here from Gennard. He'll get in the face of Pudelski. Excuse me, Pudelski. We've been saying it all night, but maybe the cold's gotten to me. Coming in on the 4-on-3. It's thrown at Ringwald, but he sticks it away. This should be a clear, and it is, as it goes all the way down. I was going to say, Ren, they've had their opportunities before in this game, High Point has, with the power play. They've been unable to convert.
Absolutely. The Dogs have just found a way to get on the puck and get it out of the zone, and that was a great shift for Gennard there, as he was coming down, playing a strong forecheck and even getting the puck out of the zone.
Much like this, a couple shorthanded opportunities for the Dogs as a stick lays in the middle of the ice. So they had a couple chances there, but couldn't get a shot away, as someone had broken their stick. Looks like it was a High Point man. He'll get the $100+ remnants back, likely. Not an easy thing on the bank account, as a bad drop pass here leads to more time not in the offensive zone.
And as much time as the Dogs can stay out of their defensive part of the ice, they'll take, and they'll just keep pushing and have a strong forecheck here.
That puck was skied all the way down. Although hard to say skied when you're outside in the pavilion like this. Can't really throw it up too high.
A little bit more of a line drive.
And here they get it out again. So time dwindling down on this power play. And Ren, I don't think we've seen a single shot as another line drive thrown out there. And this could be a shorthanded opportunity for Johns. Pudelski plays it. Pudelski. Now Johns gets it back again. He'll see if he can throw it out in front as the power play ends. So more bad special teams for the Panthers. Good penalty kill for the Dogs. Thrown out in front, and there'll be a whistle. Can't exactly hear it, but a lot of yelling and pointing. I want to say the goal came off slightly to the point they felt like they had to blow the whistle as Pudelski was able to turn it away on the second attempt.
That seems to be it, and it will stay in the Dogs' offensive zone.
They try to step through on the face-off win, are unable to. High Point, it's hard to say they've come out better, but the scoreboard says so this period. Just the inability on the power play is what has really gotten them behind. As defensively, the chances have not been nearly as good or numerous as the man for High Point's tripped up.
Yeah, 0 for 4 on the power play, and in that last one, not really any great chances at scoring a goal.
Casey's skating in, tries to throw it out in front, hits the side of the net. It's taken out by High Point, but Casey gets possession again. This stretch pass way off. However, it looks like the refs agree it got tipped, so Dawgs will be on the forecheck instead of on the face-off draw. Still battling for the puck. Now at the half wall. They finally get it out, and it's clean possession of the Dawgs. Dye has it. He'll throw it down the wall after stepping around his man. Gets a collective ooh from his bench. This one thrown out in front. Pudelski throws it back where it came from with his stick. Now another pass in the high slot, bouncing around. High Point's the first to get a stick on it and clear it out. Dye will dump it back in. On the near side now. Walking into the high slot, pass across to Dye. Dye fires it in. It goes wide. Picked up by Pacheco. Pacheco throws the tight angle shot. No stick or net found. High Point gets possession. They're finally able to clear. So with the long change here, you'll likely see 4 of them go to the bench. There is a man chasing. He's taken into the boards. You do see a 3-man change. So good change there for High Point, but they're going to be right back on the defensive as Santa Maria carries it up.
And even though no goal came, that was a great offensive possession for the Dawgs as they made Pudelski uncomfortable in the crease and got some shots off.
Behind Pudelski, it gets out to Casey. Casey looking for a move. He'll step into the high slot and then throw it into the corner, and it looks like a delayed penalty is finally touched up. Ringwald was skating hard to try and get to his bench, but whistle blows beforehand, and now this will be the first power play, I believe, for the Dawgs, Ren.
Yeah, we saw some 4-on-4 earlier. Now the Dawgs with a chance in their own offensive zone for a 5-on-4 as they have the main guns out there with Schwanekamp, Herzig, and some of the big goal scorers for the team.
Yeah, it's truly just the first line as Casey receives the puck but whiffs. He'll keep it in, though, throws it in the high slot but sticked away. Opportunity shorthanded here for High Point. However, a swarm of Dawgs as they're, of course, on the penalty kill, so not trying to get too aggressive. However, doing a good job on the forecheck. Finally breaking it out are the Dawgs. Good pass over, finds the tape as they walk in. Herzig looking for a pass or a shot. He'll elect the pass down low. Cycle back to Herzig. This time he goes across, but a good stick breaks up the perfect pass. Instead, it'll be chopped into the corner. It finds its way back to the man down low again. Johns, however, loses it. Gets help from Schwanekamp. Schwanekamp will walk away with it. Now back to Johns, and it'll just go out of range before being picked back up by Herzig. Casey back down low again. No shots here so far. First one comes here. Big slapper, and it found the body of the defender. He walks away cleanly after that, but that seemed like a rip. Tanner Ripley took it into the chest.
And based off the sound of it, it sounded more like it hit his stick, as I hope and pray that that was not a piece of his body, simply based off the sound.
I think the sound might have actually been Casey pulling up a little bit too much on it and his stick hitting the ice more than the puck. Otherwise, I don't know how he would have survived that, as it sounded hard. So, power play here, no clean shots have made its way on goal, and there's only about 15 seconds. Cycling again, walking out, and a good stick here brings Schwanekamp out. So now the power play for Georgia has seemingly gone pretty much useless. They'll walk in, last chance. And here it goes just wide. High Point kills off the penalty. They'll send it down, not realizing the man is out. So this will not be icing, as the man coming out of the box was the first to it. Actually already had a bench change, so not the original man, but dangerous out in front. Shot goes wide. Dangerous there as High Point almost had an accidental kind of cherry pick shot at the goal there. big hit at the High Point bench, and now 2 men. And that'll likely be a penalty on High Point. It is. So 2-on-2 and a score. The shot ripped in. Delayed penalty doesn't matter, as it looks like Chayton Ringwald, that's his second. A snipe over the glove side of Pudelski.
And Ringwald just managing to find a nice shot on that, as it was a breakaway opportunity, which we haven't seen that many of, and even when we have, none of them have been successful, as the goalies have been pretty much stopping anything it's been trying to get there.
So Ringwald, it looks like, elected to not make the pass across and instead take the shot, and a good one it was, beating the goalie glove high. So Dawgs will go on the power play, of course, due to the delayed penalty. So not only did they just extend their lead to 5, they've got a good chance to make it 6.
Yeah, though on about 5.5 power plays for both teams combined, no goals have been scored. And I say 5.5 because there was about a minute and a half there for High Point where they were 4-on-3 and then 5-on-4. So if history is repeating itself, the Dawgs won't get a goal here in this next 2 minutes, but maybe they're due for one.
I think their fans here would say they're due, as that dump in was fired wide. Pudelski didn't look like he saw it, so dangerous that it almost made its way to him. Dawgs have been unable to get a clean cycle going here, and they won't be able to as the Panthers break it out. Miscommunication from the 2 forwards here on the penalty kill, as they had a good shorthanded opportunity, but not a good job discussing how they wanted to get that one down. Good move here by the Dawgs, but a turnover. That's exactly what you can't do on the power play. Shot here, Ringwald takes it into the chest and stomach. He's been excellent today. Right now he's pitching the S word, not the 4-letter one you're thinking of, but a different one, and don't want to say it, but he's doing an excellent job.
Yeah, it's been a big day for both of the Ringwald brothers, as Tanner so far is pitching a S word that we're not going to say, and Chayton Ringwald with 2 goals.
I think we're towing the line of jinxing it. I think we're good, though. Okay, now we're good. Shot goes off the back end of the stick, so goes wide. Good opportunity, though, for High Point. Still on the penalty kill. Good skating step around here from Santa Maria. He skates in all alone, fakes the shot. Looks to throw it out in front, instead looks to tuck. Now wraparound opportunity. Interesting skating and stick work from Santa Maria. Able to do that all so fast. Now the cycling sets up. Casey receives it back down to Johns. Johns looks for a pass across. Instead he'll throw it to Casey at the point. Casey lets one root loose, and it goes off the blocker of Pudelski. It'll come all the way down. About 30 seconds remain in the power play. This would be a good last rush if they can get one. Good stretch pass, however, it's broken up, and I hear a whistle.
Yeah, they're calling it offside on the Dawgs. They're going to come back to the neutral zone for a face-off.
I heard the offside. It looked like an offsides whistle, but I think it was due to the change. So a dog had just hopped off the bench to try and get on the ice, which, of course, with the long change in the second period, it's extremely different. So when you hop off the bench in that section, you actually go into the offensive zone. Now we're going to have a discussion here, and it's not only an offsides, it is going to be 6 men on the ice.
And it was the linesman closest to the bench who noticed that, but the referee closest to us said offside, but it looks like you were saying, he just got off of the bench into the offensive zone.
I was going to say that too many men on the ice was certainly a possibility there, as it's going to now be 4-on-4 for 19 seconds.
And we've seen 4-on-4 once so far, as it then turned into 4-on-3. No goals came from that, as pretty much all the goals have been 5-on-5 so far, as we've been mentioning.
So 4-on-4 here for all of 20 seconds, and then Dawgs will be on the penalty kill. Here they're going to try and make the best out of 4-on-4. Hertzig skating in, backhand shot saved, and then no whistle as Pudelski finally drops it. That was probably an area you expect a whistle. He held on to that for a very long time. Man for a High Point leaves the box. So they'll be on the power play now. Good move here from the Dawgs. And now, good job by Herzig to realize, hey, the 4-on-4 is over. Let's get it back. However, not too much speed on that pass causes the opportunity for High Point to be on the forecheck. Die on the other side of Casey, waiting for a pass. Casey hounded by 2 men. High Point comes away with the puck, looking for the pass, back up to the point. Now over, D to D. Good pressure by Johns. The dump into the corner. Dies the first to it. He's hounded again. At this side of Ringwald, close side, step through. Shot right into Ringwald's chest. Good job to cover. Great save. Another opportunity where that's almost mental warfare as the Panthers step into the slot and Ringwald doesn't go on the first attempt, stays strong, and is able to get the save.
And that was some really good skating and some really good puck movement by High Point there. However, the Dawgs have been dominant on the faceoff all game.
They step through here. They actually were the ones to get the stick on that. This one's fired off the post. Ringwald on the ground, able to get it behind his net. That was as close as it gets. The puck leaves the zone. I mean, we were pretty close earlier, but that certainly ring the bell of Ringwald and ring the bell of the post.
It didn't just hit the post, it hit.
Pass in the slot, turned away off the skate of it looks like Wooten. Fake shot from the half wall, turned over. The Dawgs fire it out.
And as I was saying, it didn't just hit the post, it hit almost the inside of the post.
Yeah, the way it bounced back, it came across Ringwald again. You're exactly right as High Point skates in. Their best power play so far. However, this one will end up in the corner. Attempt to clear, ends up behind the Panther. He's able to throw it back down, though. With it is Ripley. He moves it over to the other side. Back to the point, good stick. However, Panthers retain possession. Back to the point. Fired in on net, goes wide. Shot attempt by Ringstad. He'll keep it back in. However, power play is over. So good penalty kill, but some really good opportunities as Ringstad passes over, shot, kick save. Puck still bouncing around, able to be cleared. Geez, have the Ringwald brothers been great.
Ringwald was so quick with that right leg. Just getting that pad out as it's pretty much, I think it would have gone in had he not been there to stop it, but it would have been as close to the post as it could have been.
Ringwald having an excellent night offensively and defensively. Tanner in goal and Chayton on offense. This pass, a bad one. No icing, of course, as it was on the pass by High Point, so they'll have to regroup in their own end. Johns is able to come up with the puck on the forecheck, fires it out in front, tip, able to be saved as Herzig argues for a penalty. He's getting hard out in front. Stick on the ground as this shot goes wide, and we have a whistle. And now Herzig might have a little talk, and he's going to go to the penalty box. He was chirping his man and mentioned him that he should pick up his stick off the ground, gave him a little head tap, and goes to the box for that one. So we'll have a face-off down by Tanner Ringwald.
And obviously, in any other game, you probably would not want to go on the penalty kill. However, the penalty kill has been so strong for the Ice Dogs that almost might be a strategy for them. That's what it seems like.
I don't know if head coach Cole Jacobs is calling for that one. As the last High Point power play was very productive. No goal, but some great opportunities. Shot here goes wide, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. That's been one of the problems for High Point, is a decent percentage of their shots doesn't find their space in between those posts. Ringwald has been great between them, but sometimes he hasn't even been tried. Shorthanded opportunity here for the Dawgs. Into the corner. They got a little aggressive there, so they'll have to get back. Stretch pass here. Holding the line. Now receiving the drop pass, and again, shot wide. Smart play by Evangelista, as this one's thrown out in front, but goes off the side of the net, and Dawgs will have an opportunity again.
And having Casey and Dye stay back, who are so strong on the back check, it's nice to see that these Georgia forwards feel confident that they can try and make something happen on their own end.
Shot scored as Schwannekamp created the pressure, and a shorthanded goal gives the Dawgs the lead. 6-0. We apologize as it looked like the camera missed it. But that was Casey on the back end who threw it into the net for his second goal of the night. We apologize as that one was missed on video. Ren was giving us a recap of Tyler Casey, how good defensively he was. Well, he came on the offensive side of that penalty kill. And for some reason, they let the men out of the box. It should not, I don't believe it should be 5-on-5. Here we go. Man is still in the box. Pacheco came out on the ice when he shouldn't have. So still a little bit of time on the penalty kill here. But a shorthanded goal extends the lead to 6.
And that's Tyler Casey just showing he's a great hockey player from every inch of the ice. He can make it happen both defensively and offensively.
High Point turns over the puck here. Johns will be the first to it. He's got another shorthanded opportunity. Nutmegs his man. Now looks for a pass out in front. Actually tries to stuff it in. It'll go out the other side after not making its way into Pudelski. Johns, a strong fight here. However, he eventually loses it, and the penalty kill has been great. Of course, whenever you can score a goal in a penalty kill, it's pretty good. However, no opportunities here from High Point. Penalty ticks down. The bench and man in the box discuss the plan. Step around here, good move, but it clears the zone, and that will end the power play. So High Point comes out of their power play, -1. Santa Maria steps around a big check. Shot by his man is sticked away, it looked like.
And I was only joking a little bit earlier when I said that it might be a strategy to go on the penalty kill, but I'm starting to believe myself a little more now as they got a goal off of that penalty kill. And have overall just been more dominant down a man than they have been on 5-on-5.
Wooten with a shot. It's turned away. Dawgs forecheck gets the puck back. Kick pass to Wooten. Wooten steps around his man, fires one tight angle, unable to, now looks to get a wraparound, but lost the puck off his stick. Big check into the corner, and they're going to call a penalty. So Wooten will go to the box, and now Wooten gets a shove, and now instead of being on the power play, Nicholas Fallon just gave himself a ride to the box. So Wooten came in hard on Fallon, threw him into the boards, and Fallon likely had a power play because of it. Now he's sent to the box for returning the favor.
Yeah, Wooten 6'3" and Nick Fallon 5'9". It's quite a height disparity there. And certainly if they were to get in a fight, I don't want to place bets, but a big disadvantage for one of them. And now a timeout has been called.
So we'll take a short break as teams discuss strategies. So we're back here, just a minute remaining, and it looks like the Dawgs will be on the power play. So I thought Wooten's hit was clean. I'm surprised I saw the arm go up. So I think the refs came together and had a discussion and agreed with me that it was clean. So the only man in the box now is Fallon. Dawgs on the power play. Last special teams opportunity on the penalty kill went pretty good for that man, Casey, who fired a shot in. Didn't make its way through. Now sauce pass over, Schwannekamp step through. Good skating. Shot goes just wide. Good skating, good stick work, but shot couldn't find its way through. Time ticking down. Casey will settle the puck, start to cycle. He'll get it back up at the point. Sends it over to his man. Shot comes through, but not a clean one, and now if High Point's careful, they can end this period. They throw it down the length of the ice, and that will end it. So after 2 periods, it is 6-0 Dawgs. They add on 2 more. We'll see you back here in the last 20 minutes. Third period in action after this intermission. Welcome back to the Georgia Hockey D3 channel. I'm Joe Kopsho, joined by Ren Grimsley. Ren, give us a little update. Dawgs slowed down, but not by much.
Yeah, it's still been all Dawgs on the second period, and I mean, 2 goals for them, which is half of what they scored in the first, but those goals coming from Ringwald and Casey, each with their second goal, and Casey's goal coming on the penalty kill. And, of course, the Dawgs' defense maintaining strong. Jared Dye especially, and has been playing very well, and 0 goals allowed by the Georgia defense. So the Dawgs will look to play ahead in the third period.
Yeah, now this is one that I think everyone would hope they can finish off. Big lead going into the third. No need to extend it. You'll obviously take it if you can, but the eyesights have to be on every minute in front of you and not getting to that 0-0 on the clock, so you can make sure you take home a victory in the first game of the series.
Yeah, and if you'll remember that Eastern Kentucky game about a week ago, there were about 4 or 5 goals scored in that third period, and the Dawgs really slowed down in that third period of the game. And so maybe High Point can get something going, knock a few goals in. Obviously, the Dawgs might have learned from that experience, and head coach Cole Jacobs is telling them to play with some intensity and enthusiasm this last period of the game.
Yeah, and of course, it's also about establishing momentum for tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, 5 p.m., you'll see these teams face off again. So you need that momentum, and then, of course, the Dawgs will have one more of these D3 Dawgs on Sunday in the morning. That'll all be on this channel, so come back here when those games start, 5 p.m. tomorrow, 11 a.m., and, of course, Dawgs still on the power play. About a minute left to the power play after we had zeros at the end of the second period, after there was a bit of pushing and shoving with Fallon and Wooten. Fallon was the only one to go to the box. So Panthers doing a good job here off their face-off loss to at least force the Dawgs back and slow down this power play. Now looks like a break here for the Dawgs. Pass to Santa Maria. Santa Maria up on the right wall. He fires a shot in, easily blockered away. Tried to catch Poldelski sleeping. Pass out in front. Turnaround shot whiffed on. It'll go to the half wall. It kicks out towards the blue line, but is thrown back in. However, High Point's the first to it, and they'll send it the length of the ice. So that'll likely be the end of the power play unless the Dawgs can get one last rush. They try to, but Johns was expecting Herzig to walk it in. Instead, he tried to dump it off. Johns is able to keep it in, and that will end the power play here. Actually, it won't. So I think Fallon might have a 4-minute.
Standing up, he doesn't look quite comfortable. He might be coming on back on the ice in a second.
Fallon perhaps has a double minor. I wouldn't expect a major, but anything can happen. So Dawgs still on the power play. Again, there's no power play clock here outside, so it's all just guessing and trying to interpret the refs. Good cycling here. Pacheco loses it, and he'll officially lose it out of the zone as it is cleared down, and a shorthanded opportunity here by the Panthers is given up for a change.
And that's Evangelista just heading on back and saying, we'll get some fresh guys on and try and get a push with some healthy people.
So still a 5-on-4 for the Dawgs, but they had that one opportunity out in front. Besides that, quiet for 2 minutes. So we do have a clock running on stream for the power play. No idea if that's correct as High Point clears their own defensive zone. It's club hockey. It's just a lot of guessing. Good save here, taken into the glove as that shot was seen all the way. Price tried to get it glove high, but couldn't get it past Poldelski.
And that does seem to be a double minor on Fallon, like you were saying. At least I don't think it was a 5-minute. It certainly shouldn't be.
Unless there was something in the corner that we missed. There was certainly nothing closer to center ice, but as we said, we barely saw the Wooten hit. We knew it was big and it looked clean, but everything past that is hard to see. So, good penalty kill here so far from High Point. They send it all the way down. Ringwald will play it himself. Smart idea as the man was chasing, and it was a bad bounce out in front of him. Now a 4-on-3 opportunity. Everyone now in the offensive zone. Back to that 5-on-4. Man looks ready to come out, and he now has. Ringwald was a little late on his count. You likely couldn't hear the stick of Ringwald hitting the ice, but usually goalies will start with about 5 seconds to count out to the players on the ice with their stick how much time they have left. There, his count started well after the man had left the box.
And like us, he just wasn't quite sure how much time was left on that power play.
Yeah, there's no offense to him, as I don't think anyone in the arena except the box keeper knew. Master of the sin bin. Shot here from Ringwald on the other side, and it is tipped out of play. Unsure if it made its way through, if it was off a stick of a forward or defenseman. Nevertheless, stoppage, and we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone for the Dawgs.
And the Dawgs have been pretty good on the face-off this game. They've been pretty good in a lot of areas, but this upcoming face-off, as like we were saying, continuing to build momentum for tomorrow. A nice long possession and not allowing much stress on the goalie Ringwald.
So Panthers win the face-off, and they'll send it up the boards and out. Tries to chip it off the wall and go around his man, did the Panther. Alex Brown was unable to, and now Dawgs have a rush step through by Johns. Fails, good stick, and again, Brown will try and chase it down. Instead, can't beat out the icing. So another chance for an offensive zone face-off. Earlier in the game, the Dawgs were doing an excellent job at winning the face-off. Since then, Panthers have kind of turned it around.
And it seems to be every time I compliment the Ice Dogs on their face-off abilities, they lose the very next one. So I'm not going to say anything.
Well, they lost anyway, so it's not you, it's them. Heard that line once or twice before. Instead, Dawgs will battle for it down in the corner. It pops out. Lannon's the first to it, and he's taken in the wall again. We've seen a lot of that. Battles near the boards, men being laid into it. This one's skied, and it hits the roof. And I don't think it came down. It's down over there. It's actually in the face-off dot. Perfect drop. They should have just kept playing. There's a couple of those where it's a black roof. You just lose the puck in it. Face-off draw here. Dawgs lose again. So that offensive zone draw, their kryptonite, at least right now. However, their forecheck has been excellent. Here, they turned it over. Able to chip it back and get clean possession. Lannon with it. He'll chip it down. It'll go on goal. Poldeski just plays it to the side. They dump it in. Good tip to keep it away from icing, but Dawgs will regain. They send it up the boards. Now back to the middle. Good passing here. Just too far out in front, but defenseman doesn't come up. Ringwald steps around his man. Shot. Saved. Interesting by the defenseman to play back on that, as it looked like Ringwald didn't get the touch he wanted. Instead, able to catch back up to it. Extremely good skating. But the big man in goal able to turn it away for the face-off to his left.
Yeah, a little surprised that they didn't try and sky that one out of the zone.
And now here they win the face-off, Ren. Offensive zone win, but it goes down the ice nonetheless. So not a great series of face-offs as they try and break it out here, but poor passing and poor touches create a battle in the neutral zone. This off the skate of High Point. It's thrown back in to Georgia's defensive side. Georgia looking to dump it in off the boards. They're unable to as it's quickly gotten back out. Cross ice pass, sticked up, but still able to get possession as the Panther. He finally chops it in. Now to the Dawgs on the near side. Casey with a little spin move. Half spin, gets his defender looking. Now he gets it up in the body, but the Dawgs walk away. 3-on-2 opportunity, shot quick from Dye, and the leather flash by Puldeski. Puldelski, a good job there. His best save of the night, I would say, Ren.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's had a few pretty good saves on that glove side, as I think most of the goals the Dawgs have scored have been on his blocker side.
Yeah, there's certainly been some that have beaten him high glove side, but usually those have been blocked or screened to where he couldn't get a good look. And he's gotten a good look. He's shown an ability to use that glove. So Dawgs won the faceoff, but quickly lost it. Now High Point tries to throw it into the slot. They're unable to. Now they have to get back. Dawgs come the other way. It's with Wooten. Wooten looking for perhaps a drop pass. Instead, will leave it on the wall. Turned over. Bad pass to the point. Now going the other way. Tries to step around his Will Clark off the wall. Sometimes the pass off the wall isn't the best strategy. Good forecheck here from the Dawgs. Pass up. High Point, good skating here, fast skating as Will Clark enters the zone. Pass broken up. Good body usage there as the Dawgs are able to get it in. That was Gennard causing the turnover.
And Gennard's always attacking the defenseman when they're trying to sit back and let something happen down on the ice.
Yeah, Gennard is not on one of these lines. He's usually a forward. He's kind of in that floating role where he can enter whenever he's needed. And pretty much every time we've seen him on the ice tonight, he's had a pretty good shift. So that's got to be a luxury to Cole Jacobs and Bubba McDonald, assistant coach, to have someone like that that can just come in and immediately fill a role.
And that was another puck that hit the roof of the building. Obviously very low. That one came down as well.
So High Point wins the draw. Fleming will be the first to it off the face-off. He can't keep it in, and Schwannekamp will return to the defensive zone. Schwannekamp back with it. Looks up ice. He'll skate it up himself. Tries to go around his man, unable to. Clean stick work by the Panther defender. This one kicks off weird off the stanchion. Dawgs are able to keep it in. Schwannekamp digs behind the net. Good job to keep himself off the wall and keep good control of the puck. Big hit. He's laid out and loses the puck as he tried to skate in towards the slot, and Schwannekamp returns it to a different man. Now coming the other way are the Panthers. Good stick work here by both teams, but eventually Dawgs get the best and throw it off the wall. Back into the high slot. It's bouncing around. It'll go to the right of Ringwald. Panthers looking to get a clean shot. Here, this one tipped wide and goes out of play into the fan section.
And that was the freshman Ian Brown for the Panthers, who had a wide shot, but also some big hits on both ends of the ice. High Point still playing aggressive, still getting some big hits, even down several goals in the third period.
So there was a really good crowd to start here, Ren. It's kind of gone away, and I don't know if I blame them. We are both crazy cold, and I can't imagine what it's like to be a fan. So,
hoping they come back for the D1 game.
yeah, maybe just taking a little bit of break in the warmth. I certainly wish we could do that as that puck was skied out of play. It would certainly be nice to have a heater here.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be having any more ice issues, hopefully. I'm trying not to jinx that, but it's so cold here that I think the ice will be doing just fine.
So they're going to drop this puck outside High Point's defensive zone. Yeah, this game certainly has me dreaming of beaches and warm weather. However, right now we've got a big Dawgs lead.
It says it feels like 26 right now.
And of course, being next to the ice, if you're out here with that being kicked up, it's likely near the 20s, if not the teens. So interesting. We appreciate you all watching, joining us from home that don't really have to struggle with that, or hopefully don't. Casey skating in, looks for a pass. Got pushed down to a knee and lost the puck. Trying to chip it out of the zone is High Point. They're able to, but off their own man. Big hit laid. And immediate coming together of Dye and the Panther, Noah Roach.
Good to see some sportsmanship there from the guys.
Yeah, they knew there was nothing personal about it. Just hockey being hockey. Want to apologize for Noah Rauch. Again, teeth chattering. It gets a little hard to say specifics. Shot comes into the slot, and off the post, 2 shots that just went wide on both sides. So that one had gotten Poldelsky out of position, and 2 shots just missing. Could argue one was a pass across, but I think both were legitimate attempts at the net that just went wide. Dawgs get possession again. Big hit on Casey. Now he'll lay into it on the half wall. Puck comes out to the high slot. Barry's the first to get there, but looked like High Point got a stick on it and sent it back the other end. High Point right now is just barely struggling to get across even their own blue line, as they've been lucky to get it into the neutral zone. The scoreboard this period doesn't say the Dawgs are dominating, but certainly, Ren, it looks like time of possession has indicated the Dawgs are certainly on top.
Yeah, it's interesting that this has been the most amount of time the Dawgs have spent in their offensive zone, yet no goals to show for it, as opposed to the first 2 periods.
So another win by High Point. That's really the only category you can say the Panthers have done extremely well at. So hounded here. That puck almost came up and hit Ren, but it hits just off the top of the glass. Your life flashed before your eyes, Ren?
I flinched a little bit, I won't lie.
That one was close to coming over. Instead, it ends up in the high slot. Backhand pass, couldn't find the man down low, Grenard. He's taken out with a hip check. Just missing the hit here, and a little bit of smack talk between Grady Murphy and the man, Julian Penzis, who just missed the check. Penzis now skating in with the puck, and that's going to pay back on him, as his hit he tried to lay was remembered, and he got laid out by the Panther. It was Tanner Ripley returning the favor. Now there's a High Point man down, and he looks hurt in the corner. George is coming the other way. The ref's going to check on him and see if he needs a whistle blown. High Point gets possession. He's able to skate, so he'll get to the bench and get checked out. Georgia can't cause a turnover in their offensive zone, so they'll just have to dump it in. Turnover right in front of the goalie and scored. Wasn't expecting that, but a bad defensive turnover gives Schwanekamp the puck right out in front, and he doesn't miss that. A little backhand touch throws it over the goalie for the 7th goal of the game. Certainly unexpected, Ren.
Yeah, these goals have been coming in times we haven't really been expecting them. And that one, just a great defensive play by Schwannekamp right in the crease. And at that point, it was a one-on-one between Schwannekamp and Podolsky.
So High Point wins this face-off draw. Herzig throws it in off the arm blocker of Podolsky. Dangerous rebound, but unable to score was the man on the back end. So an excellent forecheck by Schwannekamp gives the Dogs a 7-goal lead as that shot by Johns goes just wide. The Panthers will come the other way. They're able to enter the zone, but just like that, it's thrown back out. No icing here. They'll say it went off a stick. Herzig on the forecheck, can't come up with anything. Now trying to lay the body was Lannon coming over. Fleming got possession of the puck, and he's taken out. Now there's a scrum at mid-ice for the puck. Dogs will walk away with it. Throwing off the boards, not a good pass as no one was there. High Point unable to get into the offensive zone cleanly. They finally do. Down in the corner. Sent up back to the blue line. Now they've got a little bit of clean possession here. They try and throw it towards the side of the net, but no near side center was there to try and tip it in. Instead, the Dogs will break it out. Ringwald was bumped off the puck. Now they'll be on the forecheck. Off the wall pass takes a bad pass or bounce for High Point. Ringwald will be the first to it. He gets it stripped from him, and now it'll go back to the defense. Jacobs, head coach of these D3 Dogs, calls for a change. Ringwald dumps it back in. Forechecking causes a turnover already. Now looking to get clean possession of the Dogs. Out in front, pass into the slot, sticked away by the defenseman, out to the half wall. Pacheco tries to drop it off for Wooten. Wooten can't get clean possession. A good hit causes the puck to go all the way down. 3 Dogs skating hard, and no icing called. So good job by them. Thought I saw an arm up, but it was waved off. Poor referee caught in a puck battle as Santa Maria clashes into him with Ian Brown. Now Santa Maria able to hold the line out in front of the goalie. Can a shot get away? No, as it hits the side of the net. Now it sounds like the post was hit. Jack Berry was the one that originally skated in. He wrapped around in the high slot. Couldn't receive the pass there. Santa Maria will be the first to this puck, and penalty. And Santa Maria is going to get set down, and this is another instance in where there's a penalty, and now we're going to have a fight in that back corner. This is another instance where Santa Maria maybe didn't lay the hit he wanted, and High Point retaliated. So instead of going on the power play, they're likely going to go to a 4-on-4.
That was a little more of a fight than we've seen in the past.
And I think there's going to be a man thrown out of the game. The way the ref is pointing would indicate out, but that'd be surprising.
With just under 6 minutes left in the game, I wouldn't be surprised if someone went to the locker room a little early.
That is a good point, just with the lead the Dogs have and the point we're at in this game. But I certainly didn't escalate, and he is getting sent off, I think. Yeah, so I believe that's number 55, Dorian. So Dorian Fedoriv is thrown out. That'll likely be a major for him. Of course, we'll see if it's a game misconduct.
There's also an ice dog in the box. That's Jack Berry.
So Jack Berry is going to be in there for fighting, I assume. I would think Santa Maria is going to be in there for the original call, whatever it was, but he's not entered yet. And this is a scenario in which, Ren, I'm not even going to try and pull up the penalty clock because there's many different scenarios in which it could come out either with a power play for the Dogs, but likely a penalty kill for them.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with what the refs have to decide here. Is obviously they sent one guy off. So far, 2 ice dogs in the box and no Panthers in their box.
I think that's the correct call, was to send the man off, like you said. Maybe
agree.
a light call in the first period, but with so little time left, a 7-goal lead, and instigating a fight. We've also seen the refs here be extremely quick with the hook, including last week, Wednesday, with Eastern Kentucky here.
And we still got a game tomorrow, so we don't want guys coming into the game tomorrow thinking that anything goes with this ref crew.
Yeah, this has been an extremely physical game, so perhaps a good idea. We're going to take a short break as the Jeopardy music plays, and the refs figure out how they want to address this.
Yep.
Welcome back. Refs have taken a majority of my life away that I did not want them to take away. I think ref intervention should maybe be minute tops, but we've decided 4-on-4 hockey, 2 men in the box for the Dawgs. It's going to be Santa Maria and Barry. And a man in the box, it looks like number 9, so I'm going to assume it's Davis Turner or maybe someone else. We don't have a number 9, so hard to see from here. Any ideas, Ren, as we start this 4-on-4?
We know one guy went off.
I'm going to say it's Noah Rauch. I think it's 39.
Yes, I agree with that.
We probably both agree and are wrong, as this will be icing waved off. But we haven't mentioned it all game, Ren, but this is a pretty good jersey matchup. High Point has the benefit of having some really good school colors in light blue and purple. I don't think their jersey's amazing, but those colors certainly pop, and as a pass in the slot here is chipped out. But the Dawgs with their all black and these jerseys, they really match up well.
Absolutely. I love any game where teams are wearing colors and not just one team wearing white.
And we have a high stick here. So that's the blown whistle and the call. So it'll be a face-off in the defensive zone of High Point. And just yet another man in the box. William Piet. Sorry, there's a lot of interesting names on this High Point team that got to make sure we're at least trying to say right. So now the Dawgs will likely be on the 4-on-3 unless the refs want to take another 20-minute break. They have to be cold, too.
They were wearing jackets at intermission with their hoods on, so let the record show that they do get cold, too. So I don't know what they're doing.
So penalty here on High Point leads to a Georgia power play. High stick, pass across, a good one walking into the slot. Catches Poldeski up high. That helmet shoulder area, good save, and High Point's able to clear. Taken into the wall was Jonathan Gorski as he tried to clear. Just above 4 minutes left here of game time at the Classic Center Foundry Pavilion. Outside, Ice Dogs look to produce on the power play. A full around the world here. Tossed back up to Jared Dye at the point. Dye gets it over to his defensive pairing. He skates in asking for the slap shot. Instead of wrister, but it looks like Lannon goes high. Excuse me, not Lannon. Back end pass, high slot shot. Bouncing around out in front, a good stick by the defender allows it to clear. Dangerous opportunity as Nick Chad had the original shot.
Yeah, the puck just kind of sat in the crease there and waiting for someone to hit it either direction, either in or clear it from the zone.
Another opportunity broken up by High Point. They send it around the boards. Dye will be the first to it. He keeps it in. It's now a 5-on-3. So this power play is likely to be successful if the Dogs can get opportunities. Excuse me for that, as Wooten had wound up his shot for approximately 30 seconds there before letting it loose. He does so again, let one loose, but it's covered this time by the goalie. Wooten was sitting on that in anticipation, and he just, I believe, nicked the post, maybe off a skate of a defender.
Yeah, 5-on-3 here with about 3.5, or just at 3 minutes left in the game. And you got to think the Dogs are not obviously trying too hard to get a goal, but it would be nice. Maybe get someone who doesn't have a goal yet this game.
So I believe the 5-on-3, again estimating, will end in about 15 seconds, and then we'll likely see a 5-on-4 as this shot cleanly solved by Puldelski as he brings it into the chest. Basket catch for another frozen puck and a face-off to his right.
Another face-off in the Dog zone. It'd be interesting to see how they play this one.
Johns is able to win this one. However, a good step through by the center of High Point allows him to clear it all the way down. Tanner Ripley, although not starting tonight, his name has been said more than any other Panther, if I had to guess. He has had an excellent night. So we do have a 5-on-4 now. Dogs out in front, slot, backhand shot, score. Chayton Ringwald, or excuse me, Matthew Schwanekamp gets it out in front, makes a couple dekes, and puts it in the back of the net for another Ice Dogs goal.
And that's Schwanekamp's second of the game, second in the third period. And honestly, a very similar goal to the one he had earlier, as it was pretty much just, can I deke out the goalie? Can I get it past him? No other defenders in his way. And he got that one also on the goalie's right side, right over his leg pad.
Yeah, there was no hope for Poldeski there, as Schwanekamp got out in front and had about 3 seconds to make his move, as no defender came to the help. And that's seemingly been the story a majority of the night, as this will be icing. Waved off as the puck slowed up. The story of the night, I mean, Poldeski hasn't been great, but he's certainly done his fair share where his defense has perhaps let him down, and of course the offense for the Panthers. Hopefully they show up tomorrow if you're a Panthers fan. They've had their opportunities. This one finds its way into the glove of Poldeski. He drops it. He didn't even know it made its way to him. He's on his knees waiting for a shot, still doesn't come through, and now leaves the zone. An interesting scenario where it was just chipped on goal. Poldeski didn't expect it, and it just found its way in his glove. Now another shot. This one finds its way in. It went off of the goalie and then found its way in, as just another shot thrown at the goal maybe shows the steam that Poldelsky has tired, as I believe Nick Chad scored.
Nick Chad's first of the night, and like you said, I think Podolsky's just a little worn out over there as he's had a big night.
That was certainly just kind of a goalie waiting to get into the hotel kind of scenario, as the first attempt was a good one. We were still talking about it, so just a little bit of time before the second attempt made it in. So a 9-0 lead for the Dawgs with under 90 seconds left. Here, pass into the slot, off the whiffed shot. Can't find its way through. Now cycling at the top. Santa Maria walks into the high slot. He can't get it clearly. And now this might be the best opportunity of the night for High Point. 1-0. Defenders getting back. Good job. No penalty. Excellent skating. 2 defenders got back. An excellent job. And I think it was Schwanekamp who came back. Now John's walking the slot. Rewarded on the back end is Santa Maria. Good defense creates better offense. Broken stick as the player said, I don't want that anymore for High Point. What a series of events. Great skating on both sides.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting series of events there as Schwanekamp and Casey were getting back on that back check so incredibly quickly. And not drawing the penalty was probably the most impressive part of all of that. And then the puck coming back the other way, Santa Maria getting his first of the night.
And that goal has to be at least somewhat attributed to Schwanekamp. It won't on the stat sheet, as I think this is going to be a penalty on High Point for what happened at the end there. The broken stick, the talking. I think a puck was even fired out of play, so
yeah, might have to go check on that.
Just unsportsmanship is why another man is in the box. And I believe there's 2 men, so it's going to be a 5-on-3 to end this game. And it's just really not what you want to see towards the end of the game. Obviously, a 10-goal lead and adding on, well, what was a 9-goal lead and adding on is not what you want to see if you're High Point, but at some point you have to keep your cool, and if you don't want to be losing by that much, you got to play till the end.
It was about 20 seconds left. They're just going to, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, would hope that everything is settled at the end here and nothing gets out of hand. High Point with a chance, first the puck. 10 seconds remaining, as there was a big hit at the end, so we'll hope to avoid anything, but whistle's blown, game over, big win for the Dawgs. Excellent job, 10-goal victory. They'll see this same team tomorrow, and the reason that man is getting a big hug is because it's a shutout. We mentioned the S word earlier. Ringwald is able to finish it off with a shutout. So not just a double-digit win, but a 10-0 win in which the goalie's happy and all Ice Dogs fans go home happy, Ren.
Yeah, Ringwald with a shutout, and the other Ringwald brother, Chayton, with 2 goals on the night. So if the Ringwald parents are happy or watching right now, I'm sure they're happy to see their boys playing pretty well out here.
Yeah, an excellent job by them. Schwanekamp, really just a total domination. Santa Maria, great job by this D3 team. And Ren, 3's a streak. 3 wins in a row. This team has hit its stride. It has 2 more games this weekend. They'll be right here on this channel, 5 p.m. tomorrow against this same High Point University team. 11 a.m. Saturday, a big one against Kennesaw State. Big rivalry there. Any last thoughts, Ren?
No.
All right, let's get warm. I agree. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.